So we will. So before we proceed, let's all unmute and then we'll say the ATOMY motto together and we will go from there. So if you all can unmute so that we can say the motto together. All right, on the go of 3. 1, 2, 3. Cherish the
spirit,
create the vision, follow the faith, serve in humility. Come on,
let's do it.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we have a couple of things lined up for today. First, we have our Sharon Master, who is going to present to us. And then followed by that, we are going to watch a video together in regards to the importance of our immunity, body immunity. And it's a very important video, actually, not only for our business purpose, but just generally for us to know the importance of body immunity and how we can, take care of our immune system or boost our immune system. So, but before that, we'll have Sharon Master present us on how ATOMY is a first-class company. And so for that, Dr. Yash will help us with the interpretation. So I would suggest you to stay, stick around till the end. So we will have a lucky draw done as we've been doing that. So please do stay back. This is again to encourage all of us to be in the meeting and to, to learn as much as possible. And so please do stay back till the end. All right, so without any further ado, Ms. Shah, if you're ready, let's go ahead.
Hello, my name is Cha Young. Sharon Master입니다.
Hello everybody, my name is Sharon Master Young-Suk Cha.
오늘의 주제는요, 우리가 오늘 초인류 기업입니다. 초인류 기업 모르시겠죠? 그러니까 우리가
네.
최고하면 인류다 하는데 그거보다도 아주 최고라는 뜻으로 초인류 기업이라고 합니다.
이거는 이해 못했는데 지금 그 발표 자료 알려주세요.
최고의 기업. 그러니까 인류가 아니라 인류보다도 더 최고의 기업. 네.
So the today's topic is our company is a first class company.
네. 그래서 오늘 지금 화면 공유하면서 설명하도록 하겠습니다.
So let me share my presentation and then I'll explain.
네. 자, 이게 초인류 기업입니다. 그래서 이제 보실 것 같으면 자, 네. 그래서 금방 얘기했던 것처럼 보통 우리가 최고하면 인류 하는데 그거보다 더 인류, 아주 완전 최고의 회사가 되겠다 그런 뜻입니다.
Yeah, so it's not just about being the first class company, it is about going beyond the first class company.
그게 뭐냐면요, 저희 회사는 알다시피 네트워크입니다.
So as you know that our company is a network company.
우리 한국에서는 네트워크 다단계 하면 별로 좋다고 생각을 안 합니다.
In Korea, generally there is not good apprehension of a network company in general, like in India also.
아마도 다른 나라에서도 다단계 하면은 뭐 별로 환영받지 않는 그런 다단계라고 생각하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so maybe like here in Korea, the other countries also have the similar people thinking that the network companies are not so good.
그래서 우리 회사가 처음에 우리 박항일 회장님이 이 회사를 시작할 때 사람들이 안 좋게 생각하는 다단계가 아니라 정말 착한 다단계로 시작해야 되겠다고 생각했어요.
Yeah, so that's why the CEO Pakangil, when he started the company, he thought that the network company, which is which are already known that they are bad, the reason is to be there, and that reason he thought that should not be there in the company ATOMY. Yeah.
그래서 우리는 다른 다단계와 이런 경쟁을 하는 게 아니라 보통 일반 유통 기업과 경쟁을 하겠다고 생각했습니다.
So that's why he did not thought of competing other network marketing companies, and his vision was bigger, like to compete with e-commerce companies, big e-commerce companies.
그래서 우리는 유통 기업에서도 인류가 아니라 아주 완전 최고인 그런 초인류 기업이 되리라 생각했죠.
Yeah, so that's why he thought that we should not be just only the e-commerce company, but we have to be beyond the first class e-commerce company, better than them.
우리가 초인류 기업이 되어야 되겠다고 생각한 거는 선택이 아니라 필수였습니다.
Yeah, so that was not a selection, but that's what his mandatory vision was there.
자, 그렇다면 이 초인류 기업은 이 매출의 규모나 또는 외형의 크기 그런 것도 클 뿐만 아니라 뭔가 주위에 이 사회적 가치를 지속적으로 제공하는 거라고 생각했습니다.
So it is written here that it is not just about being a revenue, like being a very big revenue company and becoming a very big company like that. It was about more about like how the workplace is there, how it is contributing to the society. Everything was included in his vision.
우리가 초인류 기업의 자격을 갖춘다는 것은 고객은 물론 우리와 직접적으로 또는 간접적으로 연결되어 있는 모든 사람들의 모든 회사의 지지와 옹호 또는 그 사람들의 삶에 영감을 불러일으키는 거라고 생각했습니다.
So yeah, as it is written here that it is to be not only for just like being the best company means it has to have a very good workplace. It has to have a very good relation with its partners and its like the suppliers, and yeah, it should contribute to the society as well, like it is written here. Yeah.
기업의 관점에서 보면은 기업은 지속 가능하게 경영을 펼치는 것이고 그다음에 그 조직의 구성원들은 계속 일하고 싶은 좋은 직장이어야 되고 또 사회 발전에 공헌함으로써 모든 공동체의 신뢰를 얻는 거라고 생각했습니다.
Yeah, so that means the company has to be liked by everyone, by its customers, also by its employees who are working for it, and also like by the society. Yeah, so like everybody should believe in the company as a trustworthy company. That was the motto.
그래서 애터미는 만약에 초인류가 되지 않는다면 우리는 살아남는데 위험을 받기 때문에 그래서 선택이 아닌 필수라고 생각했습니다.
Yeah, so to become a first-class company and live for is to stay in the market for a longer time. This kind of vision should not be a choice, or not be if it is okay if we achieve that race status. It should be compulsory aim or goal of the company to achieve that status.
그래서 오직 1등만이 의미가 있다고 생각했습니다.
So that's what he thought of to become a number one company.
1등이 되기 위해서는 자기 스스로와의 경쟁이 필요하고 그리고 우리만이 기준과 어떤 질서를 정해서 끊임없이 새로운 것을 만들어내야 된다고 합니다.
Yeah. So that means that every time it not only has to compete with other competitors, but it has to also compete with itself. Like it has to continuously think of becoming better than what it already has, and create its own standards so that nobody can follow them.
그러기 위해서는 다른 타 기업이나 남들이 따라 할 수 없는 그런 경쟁력을 확보해야만 했고요. 그러기 위해서는 초인류 기업으로 그렇게 해야만 초인류 기업으로 나아갈 수 있다는 것입니다.
Yeah, so that's what the last point is like that's how one can advance to become a top company, and then nobody can follow up or nobody can compete in future with the company.
그래서 초인류를 향한 우리는 천리길을 어디서부터 유통에서 서로 경쟁력에서부터 출발한다고 합니다.
Yeah, so that starts from the distribution system, the competitiveness of the distribution system.
그래서 우리는 비록 네트워크로 포장은 되어 있지만 우리는 유통업을 하고 있고요. 그래서 애터미의 본질은 생산자와 소비자를 연결하는 유통업입니다.
Yeah. So though we have a network company structure, but we have vision for becoming a distribution hub. So the consumers and the manufacturer has to be connected by ATOMY, and ATOMY should become the distribution center or hub of these customers and manufacturers.
초인류 기업이 되는 지름길은 유통업의 본질에 충실한 것이죠. 즉, 유통업의 본질은 좋은 물건을 싸게 파는 것입니다.
And to become that kind of distribution hub, the best policy is that the product should be sold at the best price, the best price according to their quality.
그런데 저희는 유통업이긴 하지만 생산자가 직접 파는 것보다도 더 싸게 상품을 공급을 하려고 생각을 했고, 그렇게 하기 위해서는 유통업이 아주 최고의 이상향에 도달했다고 볼 수 있습니다.
And though we thought to be a distribution hub, but we further looked into selling the products even cheaper than the manufacturer selling themselves. And that's how we have incorporated that kind of system into ATOMY.
그리고 또 뿐만 아니라 여기서 발생한 이윤이 소비자와 사업자에게 골고루 다 돌아간다면 그들의 삶은 더 풍요로워진다고 생각했습니다.
So 잘 이해 못하는데
여기서 판매에서 일어났던 그런 매출의 이윤을 소비자하고 사업자에게 이렇게 나눠준다는 거죠. 그러면 그들의 삶이 풍요로워진다 이렇게 생각한 거죠.
Yeah. So the way it was done was like whatever the income generated with the business was thought to be divided equally into the customers as well as the manufacturers so that this system can work well.
예를 들면은요, 이게 무슨 뜻이냐면 우리가 마트나 어떤 데 가서 물건을 사면 물건을 파는 마트 회사는 부자가 되지만 우리는 소비로 끝납니다. 그렇지만 애터미는 물건을 내가 구매해서 사는데 그게 곧 나한테 이익이 된다는 거죠. 수입으로 들어올 수 있다는 겁니다.
So the way it can be explained is like when we go to a mart, then we just buy the product and then we finish our shopping and we don't get anything back. But here, when you buy something, then you get it's not a cashback, but you get money back based on your collection of PVs. So that's how it was done for the customers.
그래서 우리 그 애터미에 종사하는 직원들도 보람 있는 일이 내 일이 된다면 성취감까지 느낄 수 있고 또 직장 생활하는 것도 행복하게 될 것입니다.
Yeah, and then by this way, if the employees working in the ATOMY also feels good for working for the company, and yeah, that's what it is.
그래서 우리가 초인류 기업이 돼야 되겠다고 생각했는데 초인류 기업은 사회적으로도 아주 선한 영향력을 미치게 되고요. 많이 벌고 번 만큼 또 세금도 많이 내서 국가에 이바지하게 되고 또 기부를 많이 함으로써 이웃과 함께 나누는 삶을 실천하는 것입니다.
이렇게 긴 문장들 이렇게 한 번에 얘기하면 내가 좀 읽을 것 같은데.
네, 제가 잘라서
네.
얘기할게요.
네.
소인류 기업은 사회적으로는 선한 영향력을 미치는 것이고요. 소인류 기업은 사회적으로 선한 영향력을 미친다고요. 선한 영향력을 미칩니다.
선행 영향력을 뭐예요?
영향을 미친다고. 아까 좋은, 착한 영향력을 이렇게 사회에다가 영향력을 좋게. 그거 뭐라고 그랬지? 사회적으로 좋은 거를, 영향을 미친다 그러죠, 보통. 좋은 영향을 준다.
이펙트? 어펙트?
So the best. Okay, what I understood
social
is
influence.
so what I understood is that the best company or the company which are thinking to become the better than the top class company have a huge effect on the society.
예. 그리고 이제 회사가 많이 벌었어요. 그러면 벌은 만큼 나라에다가 세금을 내기 때문에 나라의 국가 경제에도 많은 도움이 됩니다.
And also they, because of being the best company and high revenue company, they give a lot of tax to the country, and that's how they support the development of the country and its people also.
그리고 어려운 이웃에게 기부를 많이 함으로 인해서 서로 함께 나누는 삶을 실천하게 됩니다.
And then further, we distribute money to people who are in need, and that's how we make, the world being a better place to live.
이렇게 이러한 일들을 하는 것이 초인류 기업이라는 거예요.
Yeah, so that's how we think of becoming a top, better than the top. Yes.
그리고 계속 새로운 가치를 많이 만들어냄으로 인해서 많은 사람들을 행복하게 하는 것, 이런 것도 초인류 기업입니다.
Yeah. And also, the important point, one more, is that to make as many as possible, like more and more number of people happier. That also is the vision.
그러면 초인류 기업은 결국 그 회사를 구성하고 있는 구성원들의 서로 반응을 많이 일으키는 건데요. 능력 있는 구성원이 모여야지만 초인류 기업이 된답니다.
Yeah. So first class company is created by gathering talented people and members. So that's how the talented people should come together to make this company top class.
네. 초인류 기업은 개개인이 서로 영향을 주고 서로 화학적인 에너지를 발휘해야 합니다.
So they should put their energy all together. It isn't chemical energy, but yeah, it means energy means all their energy nowadays. They should put together.
다시 말하면 우리가 1 플러스 1은 2입니다. 이거는 정확한데 구성원들이 뛰어나다면 그거보다 더 뛰어넘는 아주 우월한 탁월함이 있어야 된다는 겁니다.
So as we say that there must be excellence beyond exactness. Generally we say 1 + 1 is 2, but in India we say no, 1 + 1 can be 11. Yeah.
그래서 이 구성원의 이 조직이 서로 그 하나의 한 몸처럼 또는 하나의 신경계처럼 긴밀하게 서로 다 연결이 되어서 움직여야만 초인류가 된다는 겁니다.
Yeah. So to become a number one company, it is also important that all these people get connected to each other and move like one company or one entity. So that will make more easier to become number one company.
그러기 위해서는 뭔가 반응을 해서 연결할 수 있는 그런 촉매제가 필요합니다.
Yeah, so to make that possible, it requires some catalysts. which can make this, possible.
그러기 위해서는 한 사람 한 사람이 자기가 맡은 분야에서 촉매제가 되어야만 폭발력 있는 성과가 이루어지게 됩니다.
So that means that each of us who are member of this ATOMY should act like a catalyst and make this energetic, make this more energetic. Yeah.
그래서 그 구성원들은 지금 내가 하고 있는 일이 동료들 간에 또는 사업자에게 또는 고객에게 어떻게 작용을 할지 깊게 생각하고 행동해야 합니다.
So that's what, like, we need to think a lot of things here then, like how should I work or act, then how it will affect the way I will act to my colleagues and my partners working with me and customers and business, consumers.
그래서 기업은 서로 이 구성원들이 살아있는 유기체로 끊임없이 생존과 발전을 위해서 서로 정보를 주고받아야 하고, 만약에 회사한테 그 저해하는 요소가 있다면 그를 빨리 발견할 수 있는 감각을 키워야 됩니다.
Yeah. So for that, we have to do one thing is we have to be in continuously touch and exchange the information like very fast rate between each other. And also, like, we have to discover factors that impede survival or that can affect our survival in this business. So that all things has to be constantly thought upon.
그래서 초인류 기업은 최적의 생존 조건을 유지하기 위해서 스스로가 계속 변신을 거듭하는 조직이 되어야 합니다.
Yeah, so even that company itself has to be, repeatedly transform itself based on the circumstances and change itself to become best company to survive.
그래서 초인류 기업은 끊임없이 계속 변화를 해서 과감하게 확 탈바꿈을 시도해야 합니다.
Yeah, so that's why to be the best company has to keep on changing itself and grow based on the circumstances. Yeah.
그래서 모든 구성원이 자기가 감각기관이 돼서 서로 이렇게 환경이 막 바쁘게 변하다 하더라도 빨리빨리 그 정보를 수집하고 전달함으로 인해서 발빠르게 계속 대처할 수 있는 그런 능력이 있어야 됩니다.
So that's for this reason we have to, all of us, like all the members of the business should respond quickly to all the, kind of changes. We should exchange the information fastly and do actions fastly so that we can adjust to the changing circumstances.
그래서 구성원들은 서로 자기가 생각하고 있는 모든 것을 서로 소통을 해서 항상 생각이 흘러야 된다는 거죠. 창의적인 생각이 끊임없이 일어나야 됩니다.
Yeah. So that means also like all of us has to share our thoughts. We have to share our thoughts to each other. We have to share thoughts to each other and make it, easier for others also to adjust into these times.
그래서 서로 그 생각들이 교류되고 또 공유됨으로 인해서 기업은 최적의 의사 결정을 할 수 있습니다.
Yeah. So if we do like that, the share of thoughts and actions will make the company also to take best decisions and become a better one.
그렇게 해야만 기업이 하나의 생명체로 움직여서 살아남지, 만약에 그렇지 못하다면 기업은 사라질 수밖에 없습니다.
Yeah. So if we don't do like that, then there is no other goal. The company won't survive and it will perish.
자, 애터미에서는 이렇게 얘기하고 있어요. 직원들한테 놀다가 지치면 일을 해라, 이렇게 말하고 있습니다.
if in ATOMY generally there is a thought, generally a talk like this. So it is written here, like if you get tired from playing, just work. So 이해 못하는데 무슨 말이야 이거?
아, 왜냐면요, 우리 야시처럼 회사에서 밤중까지 일을 시키는 게 아니라, 야신 회사처럼. 우리 애터미는 그냥 자유롭게 자기 일이 아무 때나, 중간에 일하다가도 피곤하면 수영도 할 수 있고, 쉴 수도 있고, 자기 마음대로 자기 일만 하면 아무 때나. 그래서 항상 놀라 그래. 회사에서 놀다가 지칠 때 일을 해라. 일하다가 노는 게 아니라 반대로. 열심히 놀다가 내가
So-
창의적인 생각이 떠오를 때 일을 해라. 이런 뜻이에요.
So it's like like what we say, don't play while you're working. It will be like reverse. Just play, and while you're playing, do your work.
그렇게 했기 때문에 저희 애터미가 한국에서, 대한민국에서 가장 일하기 좋은 100대 기업 중에 거기에 하나 들어갔고 계속 2년 동안 연속 수상을 하고 있습니다.
So by doing this way, the ATOMY has become the top 100 company in Korea where the people like to work. And from last 2 years, it has continuously maintained this position.
예를 들면 타 기업처럼 뭐 직급이, 예를 들면 대리, 과장, 부장 이렇게 직급이 올라가는 그런 직급도 없고요. 그 다음에 자기 자리가 딱 정해져 있는 게 아니라 아무데나 와서 앉으면 자기 자리가 돼서 일을 없애라고 얘기하고 있습니다.
이해 못했어요.
이해 안 돼요?
네.
이해가 안 되는구나. 보통 회사는 딱 하면 회사에 자기 자리가 있잖아요.
네.
근데 우리 애터미는 다들 직원들이 자기 자리 없습니다. 그냥 와서 앉으면 자기 자리예요.
So generally, there is a place for everybody in their office, but in ATOMY, it's not like that. In ATOMY, wherever you come and sit that day, that is your place.
그리고 보통 다른 회사에서는 신입사원이 들어오면 신입사원부터 시작을 해서 진급을 한다고 하잖아요. 대리, 과장 이렇게 올라가는 게 있죠. 수직형으로. 근데 저희 애터미는 그런 게 없습니다. 직급이 없어요. 대리, 과장, 뭐
Yeah.
이사 이런 게 없어요.
Yeah. So also like in other companies, there is a system of hierarchy, right? But in ATOMY, there is no hierarchy system also.
그래서 수직적인 그런 조직의 문화가 아니라 애터미는 수평적인 조직 문화입니다.
Yes. So ATOMY has a very, employee-friendly system, not company-friendly system.
그래서 우리 박한길 회장님은 2년 동안 연속 한국에서 가장 존경받는 CEO 24인에 선정이 됐습니다.
다시?
24명, 가장 존경받는 대표, CEO.
어,
24명 뽑는 거기에 선정이 됐어요. 우리 박한길 회장님이.
한국에서?
네.
So because of this reason, the CEO Park Hang-il has become top 24 CEO in Korea.
네. 그래서 이 안에는 뭐 우리 한국에 알고 있는 뭐 삼성, 현대 뭐 다 들어가겠죠? 대기업들 다 들어가는데 그분들 중에서 전부 그 회사들 중에서 24명 가장 존경받는 CEO 24명만 뽑는 데에 우리 박한길 회장님이 들어가신 거예요.
So in these 24 companies, CEOs, all like Samsung, Hyundai, big companies, all CEO are there. Among them, one of them is our CEO, Park Hang-il.
그리고 애텀이라는 회사가 아시아에서 최고 직장 중소기업 부문에서 2위를 했습니다.
2위. So
네.
even ATOMY also has become top number 2 position in the best company to work in Asia among middle-sized company.
그래서 애터미 회사는 대표 경영진에 대한 신뢰, 그다음에 자기 업무에 대한 자부심, 그다음에 동료들 간에 서로 재미가 있게 열정적으로 일을 하고 있습니다.
다시
어려워요.
네.
어쨌든 중요한 건 우리 애터미는 대표와 직원들의 모든 다 서로 신뢰를 하고 있다. 신뢰 경영
Yeah.
지수가 높아요.
Yeah, so the conclusion is like ATOMY has built a very good trust system among all its, all its people, like employees and customers and everybody. Yeah.
그리고 애터미는 여성 워킹맘이 일하기 좋은 기업, 그 다음에 밀레니얼이 일하기 좋은 기업에도 선정이 되었습니다.
Yeah. So ATOMY has also become the top #1 company for ladies to work, and also top company for the millennial. Millennial 무슨 말이야?
밀레니얼 젊은 사람들이라고 해야 되나?
So also for the new generation companies, new generation people.
네네네. 그래서 정말 애터미 회사는 정말 자부심을 가지고 우리가 자랑스럽게 생각해야 됩니다.
Yeah. So ATOMY is a very good company, and that's why we should have a very good thought about ATOMY. Yeah.
그런 애터미와 저희도 함께 같이 일을 할 수 있기 때문에 여러분들도 자부심을 가지셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Yeah. So yeah, if we work with ATOMY together, then we should also think like that.
네, 자 오늘 여기까지 하겠습니다.
Yeah. So today only like till here.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Shah. Thank you for reminding us about ATOMY and the kind of company that we are working with. I think a lot of times we don't think about the benefits and the way the company works. Maybe because we tend to, of course, we all are busy with all our stuff, and then we might not give a lot of thoughts in regards to, what a good company ATOMY is. So I think it would be a good exercise for us to learn these things and remind ourselves that, it's a company where if we work hard, if we, like Ms. Shah was talking about, really the team members work together for the benefit of each other, and the company itself focuses on the success of its employees rather than the success of the company, because the company knows the success of the employees. We're not really employees, but it's talking about the members. The success of the members is the success of the company. And so that's always been ATOMY's focus. And that's why there are so many success stories, including our CEOs and others that we hear. So great. I hope that was helpful for you. So next, what we will do is we will watch a video now, as we heard about how great ATOMY company is, and of course we all know that the products that ATOMY has are great products. So we will learn a little bit about our health, our body immunity. I think it's good for us to know this, and based on this, we will also be able to recommend other people about ATOMY products, because ATOMY has a lot of health supplement products. And so this video is from a medical doctor. So this is not by just anybody random person presenting, but from a doctor's standpoint about health immunity. So I hope we will make some points. If you can make some points, just note down some points, that would be great, and we can discuss after the video.
What is immunity in our bodies? We have cells in our bodies that are responsible for immunity. They are B cells, T cells, NK cells, which we've heard a lot about recently. These cells are responsible for very important functions in the body. The first of these immune functions is to protect against viruses and germs coming from the outside. Bacteria is constantly moving in and out of our bodies from the outside. When these viruses come in, our immune cells react immediately, preventing them from proliferating and causing various effects. But the second thing is that these immune cells have another function for vascular cleaning. Our blood vessels play a role in transporting oxygen and nutrients to each cell, but they are also transport corridors for the various wastes that come out of them. Thus, blood vessels can get greatly damaged. So, if they are damaged, oil gets stuck in the open, damaged gaps. Also, platelets stick together, making the gaps bigger and bigger. If they get bigger, they become blood clots. If they block brain vessels and explode, it causes a stroke or cerebral hemorrhage. And if they block heart vessels, it causes chest pain and heart attacks. And if this inflammation continues to build up in the blood vessels, they get harder and harder, like rusty pipes. That's what we call atherosclerosis. This causes poor circulation because the vessels are less flexible. But these immune cells have the ability to clean up and remove the debris that are stuck in these vessels. That's why they're called scavenger cells or cleaning cells. So these immune cells play a very important role in blood vessels. But they have another very important role. They feed on cancer cells. Our bodies are actually made up of 60 trillion cells. Cells constantly die and regenerate over the course of a single day. Cancer cells go through hundreds to thousands of mutations within a single day. Immune cells passing by cancer cells that look like this would stop and say, "Oh, this one is different from normal cells," and eat the cancer cell. So immune cells play a very important role in the prevention and treatment of cancer. And cancer appears more easily in people who have lower immune function. So your immune function is important not only for eliminating germs and bacteria, but it's also important for your blood vessels in preventing cancer. That's what you should remember. There may be some inconvenient truths and some mistaken ideas about this very important topic of immunity. First, for diabetes, high blood pressure, and hyperlipidemia, how would immune function be in people with chronic diseases like this? Obviously, it'd be very low, especially in the case of diabetes, which produces a lot of inflammatory substances in our bodies. Also for diseases like high blood pressure and hyperlipidemia, they make the blood vessels themselves worse. This leads to very poor immune function. On the other hand, these inflammatory substances that come out can prevent immune cells from working. Since these chronic and underlying diseases play a role in getting rid of immune functions, people with these diseases must pay extra attention to their immune functions. You must keep that in mind. And for those who say, "Isn't my immune function okay since I exercise a lot?" Your body and immune function doesn't necessarily get better with exercise. We only need an adequate amount of exercise. In particular, some people think they must exercise very hard. They do high-intensity exercise like lifting weights or spinning. Actually, that's more like labor than exercise. Over-exercising can result in muscle pain the next day, and it can actually lower your immune function. The amount of exercise we recommend for adult patients is aerobic exercise for about an hour a day, 3 times a week. You can consider this an adequate amount of exercise. Doing more than that doesn't improve your physical health or immunity. You need the right amount of exercise, especially the amount that's suitable for you, to get healthier. Next, young people think like this. At my young age, what's the big deal with immunity? They could be thinking along these lines. But young people can have lowered immune functions as well. Especially for young people these days, their living conditions and lifestyles may be worse. Their diets may be irregular as well. Thus, their immune function may be greatly lowered. Also, immune functions can fluctuate throughout the day. If our body temperature drops by even 1 degree, our immune function drops by 30 to 40%. So if it's even just slightly chilly during the night, you catch a cold the next day. Thus, immune function fluctuates greatly moment by moment. No matter how young you are, the more you overwork and tire your body out, the more your immune function is lowered. Next, in order to preserve their immune function, some people think they have to make their surroundings sparkling clean and spotless, but you don't have to be so clean. No matter how clean it is, there are germs, dust, and all that. In particular, we need to have contact with foreign substances and things like this from the outside to some extent, so our immune function can be active. So it's not right to say, my cleanliness will guarantee great immune function. Immune function involves a lot of other factors, in addition to the surrounding environment. So how long could you last living in a sterile environment? You won't. The immune function of someone living in a sterile environment is weakened because they are not exposed to others. So it's good to keep your environment clean to a certain extent, but that alone isn't enough for optimal immune function. Then there are people who think, I lack vitamin D. They think, if I get a lot of sun, I'll be able to improve my immune function. That's partially true. Especially these days, people expose only their faces during the winter season while also wearing sunscreen. Thus, they don't get enough sun exposure. Some people say that their vigilance about UV rays have led to an over-reduction in their sun exposure and vitamin D. But we only need a certain amount of sunshine. A few hours of sun exposure doesn't strengthen your immune function. Although vitamin D is partially involved in the body's metabolic processes or immune function, just getting an average of 15 to 20 minutes of sun every day will give you sufficient vitamin D. You can't consider just getting sun exposure as boosting your immune health. Then, what daily lifestyle can we adopt to boost our immune function? The very first thing I emphasize the most is stress. When you're stressed, your immune function is lowered right away. You get sick when you're really stressed out. You wrap your head in a towel and lie in bed for a week. If you lose your immune function due to stress, as I said before, germs come in and blood vessels get damaged. So it's very important to relieve stress. It's important not to stress yourself too much and engage in stress-relieving activities or positive thinking. Not getting too much stress is important. But the truth is that life itself is a series of stresses, and you can't live free of them, so you have to relieve it. And the easiest and most effective way is what? Exercise. I said that it's important to do the exercise that best suits you, right? If you do aerobic exercise and feel good, our bodies produce endorphins, and the happy hormone, serotonin, is released. Not only does it relieve stress, your body is also very light. Because you feel this lightness and a sense of happiness and well-being, it's extremely important to do some form of exercise. So make sure you do the exercise that best suits you. Then your diet is also extremely important. We actually know that there is a constant process of metabolism that creates debris in the body. We talk about free radicals or waste. There are bodily functions that eliminate waste, but they start weakening as you get older. As I mentioned earlier, your body may create a lot of waste as a result of stress or poor living conditions, regardless of youth. In order to relieve some of this, it's better to eat a lot of food that helps to remove antioxidants or waste from the body. The most typical examples of this are colored vegetables. Vegetables with colors of the rainbow are called anthocyanins or flavonoids. These things now appear purple, red, yellow, which contains some very good antioxidants. So it's great to eat these fresh, colorful vegetables. Also, if we cook this food, they taste good and are easily digestible. However, some of them are vitamins that we can get from fresh ingredients. In order to consume enzymes, don't overcook fresh, seasonal ingredients. It's good to just slightly blanch them or eat them raw. Because we can't produce a myriad of enzymes from these ingredients, to some extent, it's good to consume them. Next, we talk a lot about gut health in relation to our immunity. 70% of our immune cells are in the intestines. So, it improves bowel health, and one of the more important factors for improving bowel health is intestinal bacteria. It's very good to keep many helpful bacteria alive. That's why a lot of people are talking about probiotics. It's a great idea to take probiotics, which can increase the amount of these helpful bacteria. Next, you need to sleep well. Almost 90% of the hormones in your body come out during deep sleep. So regularly getting a good night's sleep is very important. That's how you can manage yourself well for the most important thing, which is your immune function. You have to block germs, keep your blood vessels healthy, and prevent cancer. So these things can be managed by maintaining your immune function. I hope that by listening to me today, you've gained an interest in your immune function and live a healthy life. Thank you.
All right. Okay, I hope all of you are awake. So let's have some discussion. Was that helpful? Like, did you any points that you picked up from the importance of taking care of our health and on how we can take care of our body immunity? Any points that stood out for you? I'm sure all of us got at least something out of that. Maybe some of us already knew this stuff, but
One thing I think that struck me was about exercise, about how it produces endorphins, and endorphin is basically like makes us kind of is one of the hormones that kind of makes us happy, or the happy hormone. So I also think like even endorphin has a lot of it helps when a lot of like boosting our immunity, and also other effects it has on our body. It makes us look younger, I believe. I think it was somewhere I read about endorphin. But I realized that exercise has a lot to play with our immunity, and not just exercise. I think physical activity. Not having physical act. I think our bodies are created in such a way that we are made for work, not just to slog and be. I mean, not work in the sense that we slog like we don't get enough sleep, but work in the sense that we work properly, and we don't just become so lethargic and not doing anything and be very slothful and stuff like that. So I think it's been designed that way. So yeah, like having physical activity, especially exercise, especially in a day and age where we live, where we have everything at the comfort of our home, instant mart, instant everything we can get delivered to our home. So we don't have to even go to a store, unlike before when our parents were living, they had to walk maybe a couple of kilometers to go buy groceries or things like that. But now we have everything very easy. But looks like even though if we have everything easy, we're not really happy people. So I look at health. I think now I've come to a point of understanding that health is we need to look at it in a holistic way, not just only what we eat, but our lifestyle, our diet, our sleep, exercise. So yeah, I think that was my takeaway.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else stood out for anyone?
So, as in the video, it said that it had cancer cells and something like that. So that really stood out to me because once the cancer cells muted, it said it mutated many times in a day. So it in the future, it would take a very big thing about cancer. So in the small, when it is small and when product, it's the cancer cells, so it doesn't develop into a big cancer. So I think that really stood out.
Yeah, I think you know the five things that he, of course, you know, he talks about how exactly does our immune system work, and then so I think we all know the fact that boosting our immunity is very important, and he does give few suggestions or advice in regards to what we can do. So stress is very important. That's the first thing he talks about. It's very easy to get stressed in this day and age with technology and everything going on, busy lifestyle, right? So I think it's good if we can try to avoid stress as much as possible. Sometimes, you know, the type of work that we do, it becomes unavoidable, but then I think we need to try our best to be stress-free. And of course, exercise is the second thing, as much as possible. He says you don't need to do high intensity exercise, but at least 3 times a week, if there's some sort of exercise that's making our heart beat faster, and I think that's good. Diet, very, very important. I think you know, we live in a day and age where the access to the types of food, and not necessarily the right types of food, is so easy. And so I think we need to be careful in regards to what we eat, and be intentional about you know, eating the right kind of food and the rainbow colored vegetables that, like he mentions. I think vegetables are important, and also in regards to our gut health, right? So I think ATOMY has probiotics. I think taking probiotics on a regular basis is really good. So, you know, our gut health is, because I think he says about 70% of our immune cells is in our intestine. So that's quite interesting. Also, he talks about sleep. Sleep is important. And so, you know, 90% of the hormones are being produced while we are sleeping. So I think getting proper sleep, adequate amount of sleep is also good. So these are a few ways we can manage our, you know, based on what he said, we can boost our immune system. And of course, as we are working with, you know, ATOMY, and ATOMY has many supplements for immunity, like HemoHim, the #1 product. Then there are other health supplements, of course, probiotics, and many other products that are there for our gut health, with all just holistic approach that we can take to take care of our health. So that's something that we can do for ourselves and also recommend to other people. So yeah, if we do that, I think it'll be good. We'll take care of our health, and we'll also recommend our friends and family to take care of their health and educate them like we have been educated through this video. I think it's good if we educate other people, and in all of that, we can definitely recommend the products of ATOMY that are really helpful for them. So that's the whole point here. We being educated and we educating other people as well in regards to how important it is for us. And most of us are young here. So like, you know, he was saying, the doctor was saying that as young people, we think that what's going to really happen to me? You know, I'm young, but we don't realize the kind of external factors that are involved in making our immune system weaker day by day with the kind of lifestyle that we live. And eventually when we are, you know, when we become older, all of the issues will start coming up, right? I'm sure most of us can, you know, relate with this, or you have family members. If you have anybody in your family who is above 50 years old, the likelihood of they having some sort of disease, sickness is very, very high. It's very, very high. And one of the reasons for that is because when they were young, they didn't take care of, most likely they didn't take care of their bodies. Things that were there under their control. And that's where many of us are also at, where we have the ability to take care of our, you know, immune system now, because later on it's going to be too late. I talked to my mother, and, you know, she's got quite a lot of issues. And one of the reasons is because she doesn't take care of her health, and she did not take care of her health in the past. So I think, so yeah, I think it's a good informative video. I hope it was informative for all of us, and we'll be able to pass on to others, and definitely recommend ATOMY products as well. All right, so now we've come to the end. Before that, Sharon has asked me to just share a video that I think she made from some of the things that we did last month, the month of April. I'll just play that. It's just a 40-second video. After that, we will go ahead and do the lucky draw and end the meeting. All right, thank you, Sharon, for making that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get the lucky draw done, and after that, take some pictures. So, Sharon.
네, 럭키 드로우 하겠습니다. 화면 공유. 네. Congratulations, 발라. 발라.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
풀네임으로 안 써요? 네 글자만 써요?
그러니까 네?
풀네임으로 안 쓰냐고, 이렇게만 쓴다고?
네네네. 그냥 발라라고 부르니까 발라라고 써. 발라. 발라. Korean writing name 발라. Okay. Another person. 찍으셨죠? 네. 누구. Congratulations. 유로피미야? 유로피마?
유피미아 아니야? 유피미아.
유피미아예요? 유피미아? 유피미아.
오케이, 유피미아.
다니엘, 유피미아?
Yes.
유피미아?
Premium.
유피미아? 유피미아, congratulations. 유피미아. 오케이. 네. Open screen, please. Photo time. 팀장님, 화면 공유를 없애주세요.
네. 잠깐만.
네, 오픈 스크린. 투데이 포즈, 투 포즈. ET 포즈, ET 포즈. ET 포즈. ET. 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 오케이. 원래 이렇게 해야 되는데 이게 이렇게 하면 좀 그러니까 이렇게 하세요. 네, ET 포즈. ET를 다 아시려나 모르겠네.
옛날 영화라. 올드
원,
무비.
투, 쓰리. 잠깐만. 어떻게 해야 돼? 찰칵. 오케이. Another pose. 오케이. 다니엘. 오케이.
얼굴을 이렇게.
V를 거꾸로 체인지. V. 그렇지, 그렇지. V를 V. 이렇게 하면 V잖아요. 이거를 이렇게.
업사이드.
업사이드. 업사이드. 오케이, 오케이.
업사이드.
나오미 이걸 뭐라 그러지? 손을 펴. 핸드 앤. 이렇게. 오케이.
그래도
빨라.
말라.
빨라. 원 핸드.
발라가 멈췄나 봐 화면이.
아, 그랬나 보다. 메리 키티. 이제 팀장님 좋아요. 네. 1, 2, 3. 디프컬 포즈. 잠깐만요. 나도 하나. 찰칵. 오케이. One time.
All right. Thank you, Sharon.
메리 안녕. 메리 큐티.
Thank you, everybody, for
Thank
joining.
you. Have a good night.
Have a good night. We'll see you all next week.
굿나잇.
아이.
안녕.
See you
유로피미아.
again.
야시 선생님 감사합니다. 야인이 안녕.
안녕히 가세요. 들어가세요.
네,
네,
안전운전.
수고하셨습니다. 네.
팀장님 다니엘.